All right, everyone. Thank you for coming. Sorry about the technical difficulty. Everyone, please welcome Miami from MoonBeans. She's here to talk about the MoonBeans platform today. So, Miami, I really appreciate you coming out here. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at MoonBeans.
Sure. I had practice run just now, so this is perfect. Yeah, so I'm Miami. You can call me Mia. I'm a software developer now of almost 8 years, or actually 8 years, like last month, I think. I basically focus on front end development because it's my passion. I love user experience and user interface. I think it's really cool when websites can guide users in like a intuitive way, while also kind of like evoking some sort of emotion. Like I fucking love watching like good commercials or good TV that does that, and I want to translate that to websites ideally. So I'm learning how to do that properly. For MoonBeans, I have many hats. We're kind of small team, so um, I manage a lot of the protocol in terms of like overhead stuff, like just business operations. Plus, we have a treasury because the protocol earns revenue, and as it earns revenue, we invest it back into the protocol. Most of it gets invested back in the protocol. Some of it goes to like infrastructure costs, and basically, we want to build a base, a foundation of within the technology on MoonBeans, plus the funds in MoonBeans to be able to operate without having like external pressure of investors and stuff, because that's not the vibe that we want here. We want to build something for the community, by the community, run by the community, and we don't want people like if a big investor wants to get in, like a VC, they have to market buy to make sure that it benefits everybody. And so I've been managing a lot of that.
That's awesome. So, I have to ask. So, why beans, and what was the inception behind beans in general, MoonBeans in
Honestly,
general?
we were memeing. We were memeing a lot. Um, we were memeing a lot with the name Beans because we wanted to make a token that was beans and seeds basically for a while. Um, and we've been following Moon River for a long time. So it kind of fit in. We started to say, what about Moonbeans? It's like, okay, that sounds pretty cute. And then we just launched it. And we initially launched the token to be like a profit sharing, like a built-in profit sharing setup, mostly because like we love Sushi Swap. We've loved what they've done, but um the user entry, the barrier for someone to actively be able to use Sushi Swap the way it was intended, like you need to buy sushi or farm it, and then you need to put it in Ethereum chain on um what's that called? Like for X sushi, you need to stake it for X sushi, and then you get revenue from the X sushi, which is like it's too many steps for like a normal user, and it's expensive on a chain like Ethereum. So we wanted to create a system from scratch that bypass that. So that's where the Beans token came in.
I see. Very, very cool. So, I guess that leads me right into the next question. You mentioned that Ethereum can be quite costly and stuff. So, why did you guys choose the Sama or the Moon River chains?
The very first crypto I ever bought was Atom. I mean, I love Atom. It's still cute, but after I bought it. I didn't know anything about crypto. I just liked the name, and I knew that it was like trying to build a multi-chain kind of setup. At which point I was like, that's very interesting because I think that's the future. Like the world trends towards being connected with each other, not towards being separated from each other. So why should crypto be any different kind of vibe? Um, so after that, I started researching competitors and I found Polkadot. And at that point, I was just like completely hooked. I've been in Polkadot since. I've been waiting for these fairy chains. I've participated in almost every single crowd loan there has been for both Kusama and Polkadot. It's just I want to help the ecosystem build it out. I That's why we focus on this, and in general, we're just trying to help the ecosystem. Like when we built it, when Saturn Beam rugged, and then Smalls built literally a smart contracts and UI overnight to be able to help victims of Saturn Beam to try to pull funds from their contracts directly because their website was taken down. Um, So I woke up the next morning to all this chaos, and I started working on the front end to make it easier for people to be able to use what Smalls had made. And we managed to secure like a decent chunk of funds from people that were they thought their money was lost and it was rugged, but it was still in the smart contracts. They just couldn't pull it out because it's for the average user is kind of difficult. So we built a UI around them for that. And yeah, in general, we just want to make sure this succeeds, and we love to.
That's awesome. So what excites you the most about the Moonbeam Network in general?
Well, Moonbeam in general. So Polkadot is multi-chain. That's what excites me the most about Sama in general. And then Moonbeam itself is the fact that it's an EVM chain that is compatible with all the features that Sama brings. So it's been now about what is that? Like 8 years of like Ethereum development. This is like the in-between stage. Like you can't just create new technology without onboarding everybody that's in the past, like that has been working in past technologies. Like you get more adoption if you onboard everybody. So I think EVM chains on Sama are at least the current way forward at this moment. In the future, there's better like smart contracts platforms and stuff, but as an in-between, this is I think going to do its job very well. And in terms of the tools it has and the connections and stuff, I think it's a very thought out ecosystem. Like it's Moon River has been alive now for 5 months, Moon Glimmer for 2 months almost, and the level of activity and stuff you see on these chains, it's like unheard of for a brand new chain. Like people are like, "Oh, it's a new chain," but in theory, it's been out for 8 months, and now you're just realizing it's a new chain. But these are like straight up brand new chains that have been in the works for a long time, and now they're live. So I want to like utilize them as best as I could. And from a developer perspective, these have been the best chains I've ever coded on.
Awesome. Yeah. The whole interoperability aspect with that and the parent chains have me really excited. It's just a really exciting time in crypto, in my opinion. So do you mind telling us a little bit about your team members and what they do?
Sure. So my main partner in this is Small. He's the guy I started this with. He's a backend developer of 6-7 years. He works in real life for a big company, and he uses his part time to do this because it's way more exciting. So together we make a pretty good team because I think our skills complement each other a lot. So he's like CTO, I guess. He manages all the smart contracts. He does a lot of the linking in the UI between UI and Web3. And then that, I don't know what else to say about him. He's a pretty good dude. And that's kind of rare to find in crypto.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool. I've talked to him in the MoonBeans Telegram a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
And so we have also Suzu and Savior, so two other people that we got from the community after we launched. Suzu basically, you might see her all over the place, but for us, she basically handles like business operations and kind of helps me a lot with just creating content plus like dealing with partners, I guess. She does a lot of that. And then we have Savior, who's kind of just managing our like social media stuff kind of setup and marketing and just trying to figure out ways that we can just generate more value for the protocol, kind of like merch and stuff. And I think that's at least the main team. We have another guy, his name is Scotty, but he's a fisherman in real life. He goes off on a boat, fucks up for a few months, comes back.
That's awesome. So recently, you guys participated in our PLO event and listed on our decks. And also, when people stake their Beam share, they are earning MoonBeans. So I figured it was a good time to bring you on with a certain polls closing to talk more about the platform. So can you explain to us a little bit about the MoonBeans token and how it functions? I mean, I know you gave a little recap of it in the beginning, but hoping we can do a little deep dive on it with its tokenomics and things like that.
Sure. So It's basically a 1 million supply. I don't like inflation of supply. It creates a very strong negative pressure, like price pressure. And price is not the end all be all, but ideally, we don't want to hurt people along the way in our journey. So we have a max supply of 1 million. We used to have a circulating supply of $900,000 while we had shit in beans, but then we unleashed that. We released that now so that people that had it on shit in that were stuck there, now they're moving to these ecosystems. So it's a 1 million circulating supply. No more will be minted. It physically cannot be minted. It's not part of the contract, so it can't even be exploited that way. And what else? Tokenomics. I guess like right now we have it. So we set up the token so that it was a profit sharing ecosystem. So basically, the convenient thing about a dividend token, I know they get a bad rep, but the super convenient thing is that you can feed it a currency and the contract will know to distribute it. It'll be like, oh, I have this, I'll distribute it. So it makes it really easy and on like off boards overhead for the team and for the user. Like you don't have to do anything. You just hold the beans in your wallet and whatever revenue the platforms make, we feed it back into the contract. The contract automatically splits it to people. So right now we have it set up so there's a tax on transactions so that there's just encourages holding plus rewards by rewarding holders. Plus, like I mentioned earlier, we're a 100% self-funded project. So the tax helps mostly. We have a 1% what we call marketing tax, which is it should not be called a marketing tax really because we don't use it for marketing really. We use it for infrastructure costs. So like as we're building out the ecosystem, the platform more, we spend more on servers and make sure you guys get data faster and stuff like statistics for the collections are very data intensive, which costs a lot of money. So I think at least in the future, as we develop and we create more revenue, our hope is to lower the tax as it goes by. And it just becomes like a benefit for people that just hold it for a while. And then it's just like an easier barrier to entry. I don't know if there's any specific questions about this, but I can answer them later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I know right now Moon River holders of beans can get USDC as their reward or their dividend, or as their dividend, and then Glimmer Bean holders will get it in wrapped Glimmer, which has been really exciting. We definitely were enjoying that, still are. So now I know you and your platform. You guys recently listed on our platform a while ago and recently completed the Moon River to Glimmer Bridge on multichain. I know it was a busy week for you when we were talking about setting up this interview. But I guess my question is what does the bridge migration mean for your platform?
Sorry, what do you mean with the bridge migration? I just yeah, more details?
Yeah. So I know you guys are working on integrating Glimmer Beans into the into your NFT platform soon. So I guess my question is, what is now moving over to the Moonbeam Network mean for future developments for your platform?
Yeah, so our goal is to be native to both Moonriver and Moonbeam because I think teams that this is actually a gripe I have with Beamswap that I've talked to them about it in the past. I think teams that don't utilize both networks for what they were supposed to be are inherently missing like a key feature. Like the main benefit of these chains is that Kusama is meant to be the bodyguard to Polkadot. So our goal going forward is to eventually release new features on Moonriver, test them there. Well, Moonbase Alpha first, keep them there for like 3 to 3 days, and then launch on Moonriver, keep it there for like a week, and then move those features over to Moonbeam as well. It's just a way of creating a more stable environment at the end, and it doesn't mean that the middle stages are just tests and it doesn't matter. That's not true. Like Moonriver is like that's what Moonbase Alpha is for. Moonriver is 100% economic reality. It's just more risky and faster paced. So our goal is to build a product that can utilize the benefit of these chains like this, and once that's fully created, then at that point we can go full multi-chain. At which point we will start with Ethereum. built a little community around Ethereum and stuff, just so that we can start onboarding people away from silo chains and into like the multi-chain future. So we have a vision over a span of maybe like 3 years, 3, 4 years to start kind of like actively getting people into .sama through them checking us out on Ethereum, Polygon, BSC, whatever, and then seeing the benefit of being part of Moonsama. I mean, not Moonsama, what am I saying? Moonbeam. I mean, there's also benefits to being part of Moonsama.
That's awesome. So I guess there's a lot of exciting NFT projects on your guys' platform. Are there any platforms specifically that you are excited for that are going to be coming out soon? I know I'm personally looking forward to like Exosummer right now.
Well, we're going to be launching a Moonbeam with Exiled Racers, like I mentioned before. I'm pretty excited about them. I know they're kind of keeping stuff kind of secret, but honestly, it's pretty sick so far. Like, I love the artwork they've done, and I love everything they've shown me so far behind the scenes. So they're going to be launching with us when we launch a Moonbeam. So after this meeting, actually, I have to work a bit to make sure that we fix an issue we're currently having with implementing Moonbeam. But other than that, I mean, Exosama is exciting, mostly because Moonsama itself is exciting. It's managed to do a lot in a very short period of time, which surprised a lot of people. And there was a lot of Moonsama non-believers, basically, and now they're all just coping that they missed like a really good, that they missed a very good kind of project from the beginning, because it was very community driven from the beginning. So I think Exosama would be good for that because they're releasing a larger supply to be able to bring in more people as well and be able to give away more to the community. Other than that, in terms of ones that already exist in Moon River that I'm excited for, I mean, Pips, the team behind Pips is fucking legit. It's like long-term developers. They're very cool. Their idea is kind of like, it looks simple from our perspective, like just building deck of cards, but the art is beautiful and it's done in a way that it's very modular and people can use their like the cards that they created to build games around them, which is the whole point. They're trying to just be a card of deck that people can build around. And then I think Vibes has potential to do some cool stuff. Like I hope they're able to keep pushing it and building out their platform further so that it can have a very cool concept. Then lastly, I'm trying to think one that, I mean, there's like the big ones like DPS. DPS is cool, the building, which I like builders. So DPS is cool. I also like so Project Insecticide actually has like been super quiet in general, but they've been building the whole time. And we kept getting shown demos of like their game and stuff.
That's really cool. Yeah, I was like, usually when there's some silence behind the scenes, usually means that they're really, really grinding hard and pushing out some really, really cool features, which is exciting. So, I mean, one NFT that I'm a little bummed that I didn't get in on is the beanies. They are so cool.
Yeah, it was a way, since we launched the NFT Market Place, we figured we might as well launch an NFT collection alongside of it because that mint was used to bootstrap a lot of the costs of Moonbeans and running essentially what is like a decentralized company, or semi-decentralized. Like it's still me and the team is like at the center, but we're trying to build the steps to be able to decentralize it further. So we did it, and the art was done by my best friend in real life. She's an artist. Most of my friends are artists in real life, and she got, I think we gave her like, I can't remember, I want to say 15% of the mint, and then the team each got, I think, 15% as well, with Beans itself, like the protocol keeping, I think it was 50% or something along those lines. But basically it's just a profit sharing thing too. Holding beanies will basically earn you 0.002% of every single trade, I believe. Every singular beanie from every chain. So right now we're on Moon River, but as we expand every single chain, there will not be any more kind of these. So every single chain will just start feeding into this, and it's just a way of creating value for these. And at the end of the day, we want to be a low tax platform. So as we get more volume and more usage, we will be lowering the amount of tax that we charge. So right now, I think it's at 3% per transaction on the NFT platform itself. 1% goes to the team, 1% to Beans, 1% to Beanies. It will just be slowly like approaching zero as we get more. It'll never obviously approach zero because we need the protocol to keep running, but that's the idea behind that.
I do have one question because I did attend your crowdcast. You guys were giving out beanie bots for the quiz.
Oh yeah, so that's just like our you know how Sushi Swap has like proof of attendance, like background protocol or whatever, like Popes. It's just like a little nice NFT sticker kind of thing. We wanted to do a little bit more with that, so we started. It's still in very alpha stage, but we started what we call for now Beanie Buds, and it's just basically kind of like Pokemon stickers. Like these are all custom designs.
I love
They're
it.
not. They're not like copy pasted from Pokemon or any ideas. It's literally just me and my best friend brainstorming ideas based on just any kind of large milestone that we hit either as a project or as a community for Moon River or Moonbeam. Currently, there's two of them being worked on, which is basically a monkey kraken mix, which is going to be for Chaos Style. And then there's going to be we're still deciding what this one's going to be. I just commissioned it a few days ago, which is for the people who staked Moonbeam Glimmer on community node, like Kusama Maxi. So it's just a way to start building like hopes that will eventually in the future ideally have some sort of more utility to them. So we just kind of just for fun right now.
That's really awesome. Well, I would like to open up the floor for anyone that has any questions for you. Everyone is unmuted, so feel free to ask any questions.
Just a quick question regarding, do you guys have any projections or any intentions on fully participating, or not even participating, but launching a marketing campaign?
We do. First, we're focusing on building the full product. Once the product is more fleshed out, that we can start using it as like demo or like grab snippets from it. Because right now we're in a beta. Once it's more fully fleshed out, I think that's when marketing benefits the best. When we have a fully working platform that looks nice and it's very easy to use and does everything we set out to do, as like for this first stage of its first iteration, I think that's when we are going to start trying to roll out marketing campaigns to basically just get the word out. Because at the end of the day, we're not like, I mean, we're going to keep building and stuff. Hype is cool, but we're not like hype chasers. We'll just keep building, doing cute shit. And then someday, hopefully, my dream is to be able to have like branding and marketing materials that can match what like Polkadot does, for example. I love the way they market stuff. Or like Apple. Apple is very good at marketing itself by just showing very like brief emotional videos, and that'd be cool. So we're kind of working on that, but anything on Moonbeam grants? I see that question. Okay, I guess I can jump on this after. I can't talk much about it, but we are in the process of becoming a legitimate entity, so that pure like the Moonbeam Foundation. We haven't been in talks with them for a long time. They've known us for a long time. We've been helping the community a lot, so they're looking to support us in a way to be able to spend more time on Beans to drive the ecosystem further. So that's basically it. We managed to secure funding for operating for a year. So we have at least a year of Beans development in the works.
That's super exciting. Does anybody else have any questions for Miami? Menno?
I don't have any particular questions at the moment. think it's really nice for you to step in to our voice chat and speak about the MoonBeans project. And I think that's a good way to get to know each other. So we're really good having you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
that's a
having
very
us here. And
yeah.
yeah, honestly, we picked Beamswap because you guys' ILO setup is honestly fucking amazing. Like, especially for small teams that are trying to build something and they don't have like a lot of funding to start massive LPs. This is actually really sweet, and I appreciate all the support that like Beamswap and the Beamswap community have given Beans. And sick.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I thought it would be a good time to bring you in so we can learn more about your platform. Definitely all about supporting the ecosystem and spreading that that multi-chain love out there. It's great what's going to be developing within the networks themselves, and was very excited when you guys participated in our BLO and did some research on you. So I'm really happy that you came in here to talk with us.
Yeah, anytime you can spin me, I'll try my best to answer.
But yeah, thanks for stopping in, Miami. Definitely appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule with the many hats that you wear. And just a reminder for everyone, you guys can participate in the beans and glimmer farms where you can stake your beans and glimmer to earn GLINT, another good way of holding a really premium asset like beans and earning another cool asset like GLINT. Also, you can buy it on our decks. But yeah, thank you everyone for stopping in. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. If not, we can end the call.
Let's
And
answer the one in chat real quick. And like you guys heard, we're working on Moonbeam integration for the NFT marketplace. That would make it a lot easier going forward to add new chains, because when we coded the marketplace, it was for speed, to show that we have the skills and show that we have we have the skills and the ability to be able to do this. So we focused really quick on Moon River because it was the only one that was live anyways. Now we're going back retroactively and making sure that it supports multi-chain. So once that's done, the pivot will be full focus on the full product. I've already been designing low fidelity sketches for it. At some point in the near future, I'll be transferring them to Figma, and then a round of like internal focus groups queuing this basically starts, which is basically we have built a community of marketers, investors, and new users and artists to go through the Figmas to see what they like and see what they don't like and see what they can do as an early level feedback, and then we start coding the actual full product. We'll release it in modules, so as it goes, you guys will be able to use it as it goes, and it'll keep improving features as it goes.
that's awesome. Definitely a lot of work and a lot of testing, but the full product's going to be amazing. Well, thank you everyone for attending the Beamswap community event with Miami San, and big thank you to Miami and the Beanies community for coming out here to come and support her as well as support us. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me here. Peace.
All right, have a good one, everyone. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, Jay.